A federal judge has rejected Ghislaine Maxwell's attempt to get her sex trafficking conviction overturned. The judge suggested that her latest attempt is useless after Maxwell claimed that there was new evidence that exonerates her. The judge said the so-called new evidence is irrelevant and warned Maxwell if she tries to appeal again that it would not be taken in good faith. Maxwell has made several different attempts at getting her prison sentence vacated. She's currently serving 20 years in prison for recruiting minors to be sexually abused by her longtime confidant, Jeffrey Epstein. Last year, the Trump DOJ moved Maxwell from a low-security federal correctional institution in Florida to a less restrictive prison camp in Texas, one that she apparently gushed to her friends and family about over the cleanliness and safety, that according to NBC News exclusive reporting. NBC's Ryan Riley joins us now. Ryan, the judge here really kind of shut this latest attempt down, didn't he? Did he say, or what did he say about Maxwell's claims?
Yeah, so a lot of these new claims surfaced from these files that were released, and basically saying that there's some new information in here. But the judge said basically that that's not the case. In fact, in one quote, they said that it reinforces the correctness of the legal rulings that Maxwell challenges, because she was essentially arguing that these outside lawyers were basically acting as agents of the government, some of the victim lawyers. But, you know, what we've seen extensively supports this notion that she did play a major role in this entire endeavor, that she was a really key figure in here. And the judge said that really all of the evidence supports the conviction here.
All right. So we mentioned that the judge warned Maxwell about any other appeal attempts. Yeah. First of all, that seems unusual, but what's next now? And we know that she has been representing herself lately.
Yeah, she's done that pro se, representing herself in a lot of instances. So usually, you know, when someone's talking about appellate cases, they're very complicated, and you got to really know the details of what exactly you can actually appeal based on. This, obviously, based on the judge's ruling, was not something that I think a lawyer would have gone forward with. This is a really high bar to sort of, in retrospect, go back and try to challenge this. It's going to be an uphill battle, I think, for her, especially if she's trying to do this on her own.
Okay, and as you know, people on the outside have been speculating for a long time that she's angling for a pardon. What's the latest talk on that, if any?
Well, certainly, you know, as you mentioned, her going from that low prison facility to an even lower prison facility was something that people were wondering about what that move was about. She obviously met with the now Attorney General. That was a very unusual measure. I think that's been a lot of what she's been trying to do.
Before he was Attorney General, he was deputy at the time.
Exactly. Right? Yeah, and so, you know, obviously she has this pre-existing relationship with Donald Trump. I don't think we're going to see any movement on any pardons, frankly, in the near future, just given the midterms coming up. But I think that's something I think she's going to continue to try to push and angle in on. But, you know, it's a question of whether she'll continue to pursue these appeals alongside that.
Ryan Riley, thank you very much.
We thank you for watching. And remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.